As the economy improves, so does the job market. The U.S. unemployment rate recently fell to 6.1%. That's the lowest level since September of 2008. So how do you land the job of your dreams? Do you know how to build a better resume? Or have you created a CV? Do you even know what a CV is? In this next half hour, we're going to talk to several professionals who will give us tips and advice for those of you who may be career challenged, because these are our issues, Tampa Bay. When the housing market crashed, hundreds of real estate professionals were out of work. So several caring and intelligent individuals decided to help those who were unemployed get back into the workforce by starting an organization called Real Estate Lives. Greg Morgan and Ron Weaver joined us now, and they're heavily involved with the group. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Jen.
Ron, this was originally your idea. Tell us about the concept and when it started.
About 6 years ago, there were about 8 or 9 of us in real estate talking about how badly the market had fallen, and I said, let's do something. Then we got together a month later for another leads group, and I said it again. What are we going to do? And one of the senior fellows said, Colorado shale. And I said, what do you mean Colorado shale? What's that have to do with real estate? And Tampa is collapsing. He said, a person can go out there and earn like $20 or $30 an hour. And I thought to myself, that's exactly the kind of attitude, whatever it takes, we must do it. Even if we have to help them find the most amazing new job in the most amazing new area, we must. So I called about 50 people, including the United Way and a couple of pastors and priests and everyone else, and the Chamber of Commerce, and we started rounding up about 93 volunteers, and now we've helped about 3,000 people with their search to get back to work in real estate.
Wow. Wow, 3,000 people in 6 years getting back into the workforce just because you started this organization. That's exciting. What kind of folks? You started helping folks in real estate, but you've since expanded to others. So if somebody watching now is looking for a job and wants to get involved, that doesn't necessarily mean they have to be involved in real estate, right?
That's correct.
That's correct. And sort of how that occurred is real estate, especially in Florida, has so many businesses that support the industry. I'm in the commercial real estate business, and you know, there are lawyers that assist, there are accountants, there are architects, you know, there's so many different, you know, the construction workers who, you know, stopped building completely.
Right.
I mean, that was an industry that was hit so hard. I mean, the different numbers say that about 40% of their workforce went away after 2008.
Wow.
So it was really, really hit hard. But there are many, many offshoots of the real estate industry.
Now, Greg, when you say you're assisting these folks who get involved with the organization called Real Estate Lives, assisting, what do you do for them?
Well, several things. What Ron has, you know, several different lists of things that we do, and I'll have him get to it. But there was one aspect that he said one day. He asked, who wants to start a small group for people? Because we meet once a month in a large group, but he asked who wants to start a small group. Well, I did, and a guy named Jack Brubaker did, and I have a small group once a week on a Tuesday for 2 hours, and there's anywhere from 6 to 8, maybe 10 or 12 people around the table, and we've run them now for 5 years straight. And it's a way for people to really connect with other people. Half the people around the table are unemployed, called rebounders, and half the people are there to help. And it's truly a way for people to connect, because the people who are there to help offer suggestions, offer relationships that they have for these people, and it's really been an amazing thing for me and for the people who are around that table.
That's great. Now, you even have folks who come in and teach the unemployed who are rebounding, as you say, to create a resume. Maybe somebody's not created a resume in 20 years, and now the word CV is out there. Let's talk about resumes and CVs, Ron. You know a lot about that.
Thank you, Jen. Curricula vitae, resumes, have been a large part of the dozen things we do, because the first thing is to get that resume, to make sure it has metrics of what you've done and where you've done it and how successful you've been measurably, not just the same words. Then we help you cater them to the particular audience, due diligence research on what that audience will really be, questions to practice asking them, not just answers and interviews. We have a 6-week boot camp called JSAG, Job Search Acceleration Group, which basically over the course of 6 weeks helps you with a dozen different components. We also have 75,000 phone bank calls we've made among ourselves to each other. Every 2 or 3 weeks, we call each other, check in on how we're doing.
Wow.
75,000 phone bank calls. We've had about 30 major social events. Jeff Vinnick and Todd Lewicki gave us 100 free tickets to the Lightning. We had a Storm event 3 weeks ago.
Right.
Love to do a Rowdies event with your magnificence, Ella Rowdies. And we've done about 30 major social events where we've had about 4,000 or 5,000 people all
because
total.
if you're rebounding, you don't have the money to go out and buy a Lightning ticket or a Rowdies ticket or a Bucks ticket.
Right.
But your organization even goes so far, besides helping with resumes and CVs and telling them how to dress and how to conduct themselves during an interview, you also take them on social outings, and there they can network with other people.
And about 600 small groups.
Great.
Greg's 260 in a row every Tuesday at noon, 11:30, and then it's amazing what the other 400 or 500 groups have also done. We also have what's known as Leave Your Game Face at Home. We actually have meetings. We've had over 80 meetings at which we have left the game face at home. Come tell us what's really in your life and your family's life as to where you're really hurting and how we can help each other. So we've had a lot of very helpful emotional support groups called Leave Your Game Face at Home.
Leave the game
face at home. Come tell us what's really hurting you so we can help you.
So to get it off your chest, and sometimes that's all you need is to talk to somebody about the frustrations in your life, and then you feel better.
Who's been there? Yeah.
One of the resume things too, Jen, is when you do, like, people don't know that when you have there's a job that interests you, that you actually gear that resume to that job.
Right.
It's not, you don't throw out 300 resumes and have it just hit the wall and see how lucky you are. You really curtail, you adjust each resume for each job application. And they've learned to do that and had great results.
And program the right words, because a lot of computers now are screening the wrong words. The pablum, the same old words, so you have to hit the words that are activated, that are programmed. And so we use insiders. We've had over 100 trainers who've come in and do training for the last 6 years, and they'll come in at least once or twice a month, and they'll train all of our folks on what's currently working, like Omnia and a dozen other great companies that are involved in the daily hiring of hundreds and thousands of folks will come in and say, what's working today, what's not working today, how can you be a part of the winning edge with respect to how your resume, your interview, your questions to the company, and how your due diligence of the company can get to the right person at the right company.
Wow.
And as the economy recovers, what's really interesting and what I've learned is that there's a group of people, and they're usually 45 plus in age group. There's always going to be a group of people that are unemployed. And Real Estate Lives was, a big hit when there was such high unemployment. But what I'm finding is it's got legs. It's going to continue to be an important group to help people, even if it is just 6% unemployment now. And the Tampa Bay area region is expected to be as low as 5.4% by the end of the year unemployment. But there are still unemployed people who need help.
Sure.
And this is just an incredible organization to become involved with, because you are giving help to so many, and to be involved with if you need the help of the organization.
So just because the economy's getting better and the job market's rebounding somewhat, you're not going away. If anything, I think your group's going to get stronger.
And the first goal was, okay, we'll put this group together. Ron said it. First, we'll put this group together to go out of business, in 2 years, because everything's going to be hunky-dory. There are always people who need this help, and it's just been a blessing.
And lastly, let me also let our viewing audience know that you go beyond helping with the resumes, teaching them how to dress, how to conduct themselves, but you also send them in the right direction for assistance through the Red Cross, through other assistance organizations, financial assistance, attorneys' assistance, and so forth. You can help them in those venues as well.
Absolutely. We have 80 of those agencies, like the Crisis Center.
80 agencies that are helping you. And the Crisis Center of Tampa Bay. God bless those people. They do a lot of good work as well. Gentlemen, thank you for being here. Thank you for what you do through Real Estate Lives. And again, we want to remind everybody, you don't have to be in real estate to be a member of Real Estate Lives and to get back into the job market. Thank you again so very much.
Thank you,
well, up
Jen.
next, some more suggestions for those of you who may be career challenged. Stay with us.